So they say you can never trust anybody until they've been punched in the mouth. So I want you to imagine a situation, a scenario, if you will, right now. You're going through life and you've got your business going. Maybe you've got some course of action that you're taking. You don't know if it's right or wrong. You may ask the people around you, but you can't get the proper feedback. That's not your fault because maybe the people around you, they don't know how to tell you the right thing. Maybe they just don't know how to explain things in a way that you would understand or you would listen. So it's like back and forth.
I disagree.
But no, it's good though. If you did disagree.
And that's what we're going to talk about today, guys. Don't be afraid to get punched in the mouth.
So what happens? You ultimately face a failure, and it clearly shows you, objectively, no room for argument that you need to do shit in a different way. This is what we call being punched in the mouth, and I'm going to tell you the necessity of why you need to be punched in the mouth if you want to be successful as an entrepreneur. You already know what time it is. We filming. We teach people how to be entrepreneurs, and we talking about why you got to get punched in the mouth sometimes. Some people scared. Sometimes you got to get smacked on that face, and then you'll know how to do some business. So what does it really mean to get punched in the mouth, in the face? Somebody go all up inside your mouth. What does that really mean? Well, I'm gonna tell you what it means. I'm gonna tell you the perspective I've kind of found and the importance that it is to you as an entrepreneur. Now, when you're a solo entrepreneur, one of the biggest things you're gonna face is not having a council or a board of advisors, somebody around you to give you honest feedback when you're doing shit the wrong way. One thing I always talk about in programs that I teach is having an experimental mindset. But having an experimental mindset has one major cost that you have to worry about, and that's getting punched in the mouth. Now, what do I mean by this? So basically, as an entrepreneur, you're going through life. Say you got some type of strategy, some new tactic, something you want to try out. You might go ask your friends, and because you're an entrepreneur, a lot of times entrepreneurs, they tend to be very intelligent people. They're able to explain their ideas really well. You may explain your ideas so well that when you're talking to somebody, they're like, yeah, that shit sounds pretty good. That sounds like it would work. It sounds right. It sounds feasible. I've definitely had this problem a lot in the past because I can explain my ideas. I can break them down. It has the tendency to feel like the shit I'm saying is correct. However, when I go out into the world and I experiment with it, the real world gives me a hard punch in the mouth. Now, I'm gonna give you a prime example of something that happened to me recently. It was when I was teaching my first program, Massive Action Entrepreneurship. Now, I went to the seminar, I had set up all the 6 laws, and I said, you know, I'm gonna do a full 6-hour seminar. I'm gonna teach the whole Massive Action Entrepreneurship in one day, all 6 laws. This is gonna be the greatest shit ever. When I got in the seminar and I started teaching it, I realized one thing, that seminar wasn't the best way to deliver that content.
About 4 o'clock in the morning, I just got back and wanted to record this little, I guess, insight of the Massive Action Morning Show. Today, I had my first Massive Action Entrepreneurship seminar, kind of tested it. Learned a lot of things, got a lot of positive feedback. I was prototyping the course. You know, I gave it away for free for the first time just to test it, see how people felt about it. But I learned a lot about how I'm actually going to sell this thing, about how I'm actually going to provide value. And I think it's just important to continue to move forward. You know, I had my doubts before I put it out there, but I put it out there. People enjoyed it. People liked it. And I learned some ways, some valuable lessons on how to grow my business.
Now, I'd asked friends, I'd asked family, I'd asked all kind of people around me, people with different conflicting ideas. And the way I explained it to them, it sounded like the right path. Because, of course, nobody else is doing this shit. Nobody else is doing entrepreneurship the way I'm doing it. So how could they possibly even know what the right way is? However, when I did the seminar, that real, honest, objective feedback, there was no contesting it. I could feel how I wanted. I could say what I wanted. I could think what I wanted. However, when I was sitting there with the real feedback, it caused me to have to adjust and think deeply, deep introspection about what's the best step to take. Now, of course, I'm glad to say from that, being punched in the mouth, taking one right on the chin, I also keep going. I was able to understand the best way to deliver the content and the best format to deliver the content. Because getting punched in the mouth is one of the hardest things that you have to learn as an entrepreneur. And I'm going to talk about now. I'm talking about now what you have to do after you get punched in the mouth to make it the most effective part of your strategy.
So you get punched in the mouth, or maybe you get slapped. Then what do you do? What do you do? Oh, I give up. I'm scared. I don't like it. I don't like getting punched in the mouth. But in boxing, they have a term. It's called the chin. Now the chin is actually how many punches or how resilient your chin or your face is to getting punched without you being able to get knocked out. Now, I don't advise anybody to go out there and just get punched in the mouth with your business, do shit that's fucked up. However, what I am recommending for you to do is take calculated punches. And then also, when you get punched in the mouth, don't give up. Don't get scared, don't get discouraged, because that's when it gets real. That's when the fight gets started. And that's when you can fight your fight and really, really get in there. Don't hit the canvas, don't cry, don't get knocked out. Get back up, because you live. You live to fight another day. That's that movie.
I'm about to say something that might offend you a little bit. Statistically, if you're watching this video, you might be soft. What I mean by that? You're unable to take a couple on the chin and keep going. Now, like my boy Will Powell just said, the chin is the ability to take one and keep on going. But how do we do that? And I'm gonna tell you the biggest reason you're just soft out here is because the unrealistic expectations you've set up in your mind about what success is. Every famous entrepreneur, business person, everybody that you know has taken licks on the chin and kept going. Entrepreneurship, it's not a fun game all the time. It's not something that's beautiful. You can get on here, and you can see the milestones. You can see when we do great accomplishments. You can see when all the entrepreneurs do great shit, but are you really observing when they take one on the chin? The measure of a person is not, and this is key, the measure of the person is not in their ability to just get punched. It's their ability to get back up again. I think it's Paul Coelho. He said something in his book. He said, the key is to get knocked down 7 times and get up 8. It's something like that. I'm paraphrasing. But the whole point is you have to change your perception of what getting punched in the mouth is. See, when you look at getting punched in the mouth as something that's bad, it's horrible, it's terrible, it's the end of the world. Of course, when you get punched in the mouth, you're going to lay on the canvas, 10 count. 1, 2, 3. I'm not going to count all the way to 10. That would be ridiculous. But you get my point. But when you change your perception that getting punched in the mouth is actually something that's good for you, and if you use that experience to continue to move forward, it's some shit that can really help you grow, then your whole perception on failure or anything that happens to you will completely change. What happened at my seminar, that was me getting punched in the mouth. When I started off in entrepreneurship, I was sleeping on the floor. The world hit me, and it showed me that shit, if I don't get up and do something, then nothing's gonna happen. That's getting punched in the mouth hard as possible. But at that time, I could have gave up. I could have conceded. I could have went and got a regular job. I could have been like everybody else. I could have been mediocre. I could have been average. However, I chose to take that lick on the chin and continue moving forward. What's happening in your life right now? What situation that's coming to you right now that you might be complaining about, that you might not like, that's messing you over, it's fucking up your life, or it's causing a lot of discomfort for you that you're not taking action on? That you're not allowing yourself to get punched in the mouth. Because you getting punched in the mouth, it's teaching you a lesson. Don't be a person who gives up. Be a person who gets punched in the mouth and continues moving forward. So it's really just 2 key things I want you to remember when it comes to getting punched in the mouth. First and foremost, getting punched in the mouth is actually good for you. Why is that? Because it's gonna give you the most objective view in the world. When you get punched in the mouth, when circumstances hit you, the reality of the world hits you, you don't have any room to be like, well, I think it's like this, or maybe it's like this. It's just the real feedback that's telling you what to do. And also, when you get punched in the mouth, develop a chin. Have a chin on you. Take some licks. Be able to take some blows and get back up. All the entrepreneurs that really fail, people who are not successful in life, is the person who quit after the first time they took one on the chin. Like they say, you can never tell if somebody can really fight until they take a punch. They can come out here, they can have beautiful stances and guards and all this type of stuff. But when they get punched, they start flailing all over the place because they've never taken a hit. Don't be the person who's never taken a hit before. Be the person who takes the hit, keeps on coming, keeps composed, and continues moving forward. So, as usual, I want you to like and subscribe. Come on, I want you to take that subscribe button. I want you to go to it right now. I want you to caress the subscribe button. I want you to push it and follow the Massive Action movement and follow us as we take more massive action. And I'll see you next time.